Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. Premier League is back, and Man United played against Arsenal on the opening day again in the Premier League. Arsenal won the game 1-0 on the corner kick. They scored again. Tony Pulis, anyone? Scored. Calafiori scored a goalkeeper with a poor effort from our backup goalkeeper Bayındır from Turkey. Not happy with the result, but I think the performance was better than we expected. Stu and I will go through everything. We have live footage. We will do in-depth analysis. We will bring back the tactical board. We will talk about everything that happened in the game and break it down. We will talk about tactics, plays, diamonds, triangles, directness, long balls, everything that you can wish for if you are a footballing nerd as me and Stu. So guys, girls, while you wait, smash the like and we will be back after the intro. Yes, good evening all, and welcome to the match reaction, the tactical breakdown of the game between Manchester United and Arsenal. Whew, what a game, but it ended up losing yet again, not scoring a goal. But again, the performance was okay, I would say. We had our chances, we should have scored, we could have scored, but we didn't. And Arsenal, unfortunately, did. Yeah, Stu, how are you doing, my friend? Are you doing well?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm perplexed. Literally perplexed. I saw the game unfold before my eyes, like everybody else did, and I found myself for a long time with this air of frustration about our ability to be able to break a team down and actually have a clear attempt on goal. The positives by far outweigh the negatives, as you well know, and everybody well knows, even in Devilish Tacticos, by the way. I predicted we'd beat Arsenal today, and on reflection, over 90 minutes, we were the better side. There's no two ways about it. Arsenal created very little. We didn't allow them to smother us at all, but there are glaring issues yet still that Amorim must be pulling his hair out about. I mean, obviously, we're going to go through the game in depth, which I'm really looking forward to it. But certainly when you look at Cunha's performance, he was excellent. When you look at Mbumo's performance, he was excellent. Dorgu, I thought, was superb today. I'll even go so far as to give Mason Mount credit for his appearance today. I thought we tamed Gyökeres quite easily. I didn't think Delict had a problem with him. But yet again, once again, our frailty between the sticks is so annoying. And in fact, when you look at Bayındır's error, we had something similar with Raya, and Raya come across Delict, no problem, and punched it clear. It was very, very similar. And that was really it for Arsenal. Calafiori, flukes one in on his knee or whatever. I mean, fuck me. It was so annoying because overall we outplayed Arsenal in many respects. So there are glaring errors still within our game. I think we can pick it to pieces as well. There are certain players who've got to up their game, who came on. There was the cameos I thought were poor, if I'm being honest. We know who those are. But, ultimately, I'm not going to get too bent out of shape on it. I was a little bit, and it's good when I get frustrated because it means we really should have won, gone ahead and won that game. We should have grabbed it and gone ahead and won it. But yeah, I'm not going to get too upset. But there are areas we need to discuss. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Let's before we move on, I just want to say we are live on X for you guys.
Yes.
If you're watching on X, come over to YouTube. I will share the X link in the YouTube live chat for you guys to help us and retweet so we can reach out to the broader audience of the world when it comes to the Tactical Devils. We are a small channel, and we actually rely on all the help we can get from you guys. We do. Who have tuned in? We're just gonna say a quick hi to everybody before we start breaking down the game. I saw a comment here from Fuma PS10 coming in and say, "You were the best team today. Fair play. Your performance was good. After results is a process. Next year you will win a game like this." Big up. I assume you're an Arsenal supporter, by the way. You wrote that message. We have Pompostal Boy coming in and say we need Baleba now. Okay, yeah, I think we need Baleba, but it won't happen this season. That ship has sailed. But I think we needed someone in the midfield, especially, I would say, in the second half. I think things started to break up a little bit, especially when you saw the pivot with Casemiro and Bruno. They lost all composure and positional discipline at times. But then again, we were chasing a goal, and I think Amorim tried to change up the game from the 55th minute when he put Amada on, and thereon he put on other subs like Szczesko. So we saw the debut of the Slovenian striker we bought the last week, was it? Yeah, I believe so. Jarleman in the house coming in and say this game should have been a win or at least a draw. It's a while since we had been this good against Arsenal. Yes, I tend to agree with you, Jala. Boxing straight talk in the house. Evening Reds, good performance, good to hear. I'm glad that you liked what you saw, but the result wasn't good enough. Johnny Kermode also, hello all, good performance, but lacked something in the final third. Yes, more positives than negatives. I agree with you, Johnny K. Good to see you in the chat. We have also Dan Peace here. We have I Am Titanium. Jamie Wayne is here. Said that Bruno Fernandes went missing and he was our captain. Yeah, I can agree with that. And well, else? Let's say we have Joe Buckley's here. France M is in the house. Let's see who else. Red Devil Studio, RDS, big up. Good to see you, RDS. Wolps is here, one of our moderators. Big up, Wolps. There's so many comments, I can't even say hello to all of you, but you know who you are, and I'm forever grateful. Let's start with the show. So first of all, let's just do. It's been a while since we've done this. It's the last season, so you gotta excuse if I'm not up to date when it comes to everything, but I will try to remember as we go. So first of all, let's just break down the stats of the game and have a look. Man United won 1-0 full time. Arsenal, Calafiori scoring in the 13th minute. If you look at the momentum of the game, you see here the red is Man United, the white is Arsenal. This is halftime, and when you look at it, was like quite an even first half. We had the biggest momentum at times. Arsenal had the ball sometimes of the game, but in the second half, I think we had the game in our hand, and we just lacked the goal. Do you think the momentum of the game reflects how you remember the games too?
Yeah, I do actually. I thought we did start off quite well. Arsenal had their patch of play. But you always get that in any game of football. The opposition will always have a period of play that they outplay you. And we will always have a period of play. Even when we were at our worst last season, we had 20, 25 minutes during a match where we were better. What was interesting for me today was I thought our positional play was much better. and Bumo's ability to retrieve the ball in any circumstance, I thought was a big, big plus. The same with Cunha. He's running from deep. As I said, he would do, Jarvis. He would always take the ball as an 8 and he would run from deep. I thought he was excellent. I thought Mount played a pivotal role in allowing Mbumo and Cunha to have space out wide. I don't think Arsenal were particularly good. I thought they were not subdued. I don't think we allowed them to play football. Casemiro was okay. And Bruno had his ups and downs in this game. It was a really interesting game for Bruno. He played a lot deeper than what I would assumed he would do. Whether that was his cover of Casemiro or not, I'm not 100% sure. There was a switch up in play. I noticed there was a lot more long ball football played, which again suited Mount. He drifted into the channels very well. There was a couple of occasions where he took the ball unaided, completely nobody around him, but we didn't utilise it well. Dorgu, I thought, again played well out wide. He's still a tad erratic for me. When he gets the ball, he still doesn't 100% know what to do with it. He's not quick enough in the final third for me with his thoughts, so he's just not getting the ball across quickly enough. Having said that, with Mount or Cunha, who was playing through the middle at the time, Cunha's not really a focal point for us, and nor is Mbumo. And so really Dorgu didn't have a lot to offer. Actually, I thought our midfield play in times was good. I thought we controlled the play nicely. Our balance was good. Our overall approach to the game is the best I've seen it under Amorim. We look comfortable and we look confident. And then what you can't legislate for in football is a punch in the face from nowhere. And that's what you get, I saw that somebody put, I think it was Franz, said that it wasn't a foul on Bayındır. Absolutely not. He was weak. I said to you, Jarvis, I'm fed up of our weak goalkeeping. It didn't happen with Raya on the other end. So look, I would consider Amorim to be hugely frustrated tonight. I'll consider him to be quite angry and quite aggressive with the players. I know I would be. And I think we've got to kind of look at what we do now if we are going to use somebody like Sesko up there, because we didn't get the ball into him in the second half at all. We didn't utilise him. I'm going to get pelters here, but I don't really care. Ahmed, when he comes on, he slowed the play down way too much for us. He didn't allow that free movement that Sesko can give you. He can allow that free movement that Mbumo can offer you and that Cunha can offer you, because he gets the ball, he stops, and he dillies and dallies around it. Then he'll take the defender on, but it's too late because Saliba and Gabriel were then back into position. So it makes everything really, really difficult. However, let's just peel everything away from last year. It was a lot better, a lot better, and we will win a lot more games this year than we lose. We're not going to lose many games, but we're not going to win many games if we don't score goals and if we don't learn how to play with these players. But look, ultimately, we've got a few weeks left of the transfer window left. And at the end of the day, we either are going to, Amorim's going to have to die on his sword with the goalkeeping situation. He either gets it dealt with or he doesn't. And I think it could be a massive problem for us if he doesn't.
Yeah, I agree.
Idea's not capable enough for me. He just isn't capable. He needs to go. And the other thing for me was, irrespective of what we're doing with Højlund, you should have put him at least on the bench. We could have gone with 2 up top, with the final 15
But I
minutes.
think we did when you put Maguire on. We just started hoofing and...
but I would have gone with Højlund. You need somebody... Well, all right, Højlund's not really produced.
But in ways too, I agree on this, putting Onana out of the team, not Højlund, really showing them you're not welcome here. This is how we have to do. We have to be ruthless, It's better in the long run to do this.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he's had guarantees. Amorim, I don't know. There's a lot of things you can do in the press, Jarvis. A lot of things. You can utilise the press to your advantage. And Manchester United might well be utilising the press to their advantage at this point in time. transfers of Baleba, transfers of whoever, you don't want that noise anymore. That noise has got to stop. And there's only 2 journalists in the world, Jarvis, that can stop that noise. And that's Ormstein.
Yeah.
That's also Fabrizio. Now, it's not beyond the realms of possibility, and this has happened before, and I'm a journalist, I know how journalism works. It's not beyond the realms of possibility they've been briefed to say that we are in this situation with them, because it stops all the noise. As far as everyone's concerned now, we're not even in for Baleba anymore. We'll know by the end of the window. That's what I would say.
Stu, you put that very well, but I just created a poll, but I don't know what happened. I think YouTube is struggling a little bit. Everybody's going live. It's
Everybody
the
will live right now.
first day of the season,
Right,
so things are not optimal at the moment. I created a poll, but I don't think it's up. So what I'm asked is, are you happy with the performance? And the alternatives was yes, we played well, or no, we should have done better. So get your comments in. I want to know how you feel about the game. But I want to end with going through the stats. Let's just look at this was the momentum. We also have the ball possession. We had 61%. Arsenal only have 39%. Our XG is 1.59 against Arsenal's 1.05. So a fair result would probably be 1-1, or maybe we could have should have won the game. We had 22 shots, they had 9 shots, but they created 1 big chance. We created 0 big
That's
chance.
key, isn't it, Jarvis?
Yeah.
What do we always say in football? 1 big chance, 1 goal. Wins a game of football 9 out of 10 times, doesn't it? And we talk about it a lot, me and you, Jarvis, always talk about it. We talk about when you look back at Eric Cantona, 1 shot, 1 goal, the end. And that's it. And that's what we haven't had today. I think that's our own fault in many ways. You've got Mbeumo finding his feet at Old Trafford. Again, I thought he was absolutely superb. And then you've got Cunha finding his feet as well. And Old Trafford, I thought he was good.
Finding his feet. He is by far our best player.
I know.
Miles.
No, I know.
Miles.
And that's the funny thing. Cunha today, as opposed to Cunha in 6 weeks, you're going to see an even better footballer in 6 weeks at Old Trafford exactly. I mean, when I came home and we were on that night, and I was raving about him at Wolves. I was raving about him for those points that he does. He takes the ball well. He'll drag a player with him. He's got a bit of bite to him. He can find space. He can take it in tight space, and it won't matter. He's willing to run with the ball. He's willing to shoot. You know, he's got the attributes that we wanted. Actually, we saw a different type of performance from Mbeumo today, didn't we? But, you know, within 3 minutes, he takes the ball out of the sky, elbows off Calafiori, and he's away. We wouldn't have seen that. You know, as good as Ahmad was last season, he didn't have that ability to be able to do that. So it's going to be hugely interesting how we really start to integrate Sesko. Sesko, you know, twice he won the ball chest height, held off the defender, laid it off to Agate, and Agate fucking skies. I mean, what the fuck Agate was thinking of then, I don't know. Instead of laying the ball off. But we've got to be quicker in the final third. That's not Mbeumo, it's not Cunha, it's Dorgu and it's Ahmad. You've got to be quicker in that final third. You've got to whip that ball in. And when he did whip that ball in, by the way, Dorgu, what happened? Mbeumo got on the end of it, and Raya, you know, makes a save. Whether it was a comfortable save or not, I'm not a goalkeeper, but
no, it wasn't. It wasn't. He didn't have control on that. But I have that. I have a lot of things. On this show, I have 3, 6, 9, 12. I have about 15 things for us to talk about. So
let's get into it.
I think let's get into it. Let's get into it. But do a couple of comments. And I will prepare the first.
We got absolutely. Let's have loads of comments in from the Devilish
Loads.
Where do we start? I'm Titanium says that Sesko starts next match. I think he probably might actually. Raymond, good to see you, Raymond. Transfer window, Yoram might fetch 10 million in today's market. Get rid of him. He did nothing for us. Forwards, we played well. I'm happy with that part. But you're right, Stu. Goalkeeper needed ASAP. Jarvis, the poll is up.
Yes, I'm aware. Thank you.
Yeah. How can anyone be happy with that? We should have won the game. I absolutely, DJ Superfly guy. We should have won the game. No two ways about it. But I think performance-wise, I think the majority of the fan base will be a lot happier. We've got something to really get hold of now and do something. Trevor Wade, Sesko should have been on from the start, pure and simple, as Arsenal are good from set pieces. Another mistake from Amorim. Boxing straight talk. Yeah, he did. He played a lot deeper today. Absolutely, with his positioning. You can't have it both ways with Bruno. That's right.
Yeah.
Hawk is talking about Cherky. And Rangers, exactly the same types of profile. Rangers played okay yesterday. Thought Cherky did. I don't think City were great yesterday, but all in all, they got the win. Scored 4 goals. We didn't.
They did. Niall is in the house. Big up, Niall Shedden. Big up. Good to see you. Good evening. How are you guys? We need a goalkeeper and midfielder. Definitely is a must-have. Yes, I think we all agree when it comes to that. And we have Amadis Free from 10 Haram in the house. They say, should we have won the game? We didn't create any high-quality chances. A lot of very, very low-quality chances, all from individual brilliance. I think that's one way to look at it. And you're not wrong, but it's not just individual brilliance. There is a system behind the madness. If you know what I mean. And this is why I brought up the tactical board, as we know we haven't seen this in a while. I would say Arsenal, they set up in maybe a 4-5-1, maybe a 4-2-3-1 formation. But I would say they didn't come to Old Trafford to attack. Arteta, he set up a mid-block. Usually Arsenal are very aggressive when it comes to the press play, but there was Gyökeres, sometimes Odegaard helped, sometimes Saka helped in the press, but they didn't push up with all that they got. And I think I suspect Amorim was hoping for a higher press from Arsenal, because our plan was just to give the ball, let's say from Luke Shaw back to Bayındır over to Euro, and then hold on to the ball to attract the press. And then we gave it back to Bayındır most of the times, and we hit it over them behind and in the pockets for Mbeumo, for Mason Mount, for Cunha to drop down and receive. And then we had our runners starting. So, it was direct, a lot of long balls. And what do you think of the game plan of Amorim? Do you think he succeeded, or?
I think you're right, actually. I think he was a little bit flummoxed by Arsenal's system. Arsenal didn't come to attack us in waves. They came to defend, try and get a goal, and pretty much sat back after that. They weren't really at us constantly. They got their goal, which I'm sure we'll talk about, and they allowed us to come on to them. We were very slow in our build-up from the back.
Yeah.
There were areas where Arsenal did press us up front, but there were times where they just allowed Euro to have the ball, they allowed Shaw to have the ball, they allowed De Ligt to walk the ball through. So when we did that, we didn't utilise the little midfield that we had, and we certainly didn't utilise Mbeumo and Dorgu as much as we should. I don't really talk about Dallo on this because I don't think he covered himself in glory. The first half, he was presented with 2 or 3 really good crossing opportunities, and he fucked all 3 of them up. He couldn't quite, for whatever reason, he couldn't quite get it. He defended okay, I guess, but again, I don't think he really had to. The interesting thing for me was Arsenal had no clue how to utilise Gyökeres, and I found that quite funny. They didn't know what to do with him. He was fighting with De Ligt all game. De Ligt loves that. He put Gyökeres on his arse more than one occasion. And any time Gyökeres did pick up the ball, he was out wide and he got no one to play it back to. And we were picking up the second ball in transition. But once we picked up that second ball in transition, that's where you needed to turn the afterburners on and get those 20 yards as quickly as possible, as we've spoken about before, and then push Arsenal back. And then at some point, either Saliba or Gabriel is going to have to come and engage you. And they didn't do that. We didn't allow them to come out and engage us. So hence, we never really got in behind.
Yeah.
The few chances that we did create in the first half were Cunha's drive. He just lost his balance. And Bruno had a similar thing. He was pushed out wide a little bit on his right foot rather than his left foot. And Dorgu with the striker at the post. And then in between those times, when we did get into the final third and the box, they were closing us down. Saliba in particular, Gabriel, Bruno and Mount were both closed down when it came to not clear-cut chances, but chances on target. So I'm not really sure Raya had a great deal to do. All right, he had a couple of small ones. But ultimately, I'm not really sure we're playing the way that Amorim wants to play at this point in time.
No, I don't think so. I think you are right, Stu. Please just finish your point.
All I was going to say is I don't think he wants us to, we're playing how he wants us to play at the moment, but I think he allowed the players to kind of think for themselves a little bit, which they've not been doing recently. So once you allow a player to think for himself, it makes them a bit freer and they have a bit more impetus on the game or impact on the game. And so, for me, I think Arteta will be breathing a sigh of relief tonight. He's got away with it. And we've got to be better. We've got to be more ruthless and more critical.
Arsenal weren't impressive, but also I think we were the better team. Maybe we should have won the game. At least we should have drawn it. So with a draw, 1 point would have been okay. Considering. But I just want to say, when it came to this, again, we see the Ligt moving up. We play with the two. They go wide. The Ligt and Casemiro moves up. Bruno moves a little bit higher. And also Dorgu was pushing really high, and Bruno was pushing high on this side, Cunha centrally. And again, sometimes we looked like this, sometimes we looked like this. I don't know if you are aware, Stu, but I call it the 3-2-2-3 formation. But what we get from this is width, and we have always an out when we are putting the Arsenal, when we are putting ourselves under pressure, attracting presser, and then hit it long. We have outs. I think we also a lot of the time try to shift play from one side to the other. We did it, but I don't think we succeeded really well. We don't have the brilliant pass. We don't have the Paul Scholes in our team. Lenny Yoro was good in preseason by shifting the play, putting those crosses over, but today didn't work well. So the only thing I felt that we had was actually the long ball from Bayındır up to Cunha, especially Cunha, dropping down, receiving, and then started running with the ball. I think we succeeded really well with that. And as someone in the chat mentioned, you can call it individual brilliance, but I think there was a plan behind the madness, and always try to hit the pockets in behind and start running at Arsenal. Because Arsenal, as they have a mid-block, but they commit when they press, especially in the mid-block, they commit.
Yeah, I agree, and you're right about the width. We did play the width quite nicely, but then we didn't have the overlap. We didn't have the overlap because Dallo was too inverted, or Dorgu was too inverted. So we weren't having a double overlap. And sometimes you got to take a bit of a gamble on that, and that's why you always hold the six in the middle of the pitch. That's why you have the six as your spine. So that if you do get transition, he's there to slow the play. Maybe not stop the play, but at least slow the play. He's got to make them pass. And so you almost revert to a four at the back. So you have the three.
Yes, yeah, we
Yeah.
could see that a lot of time when Arsenal won the ball. A lot of the time, we just ended up in the back four.
We did,
Like-
yeah, which is okay, and that's not a problem, but we don't.
And
have
eventually, when Dorgu came all the way down, we
we were
reverted
going
to the
five, yeah.
back five. But I
Yeah.
think we played a lot of the time, especially in the first half, with the back four.
Yeah, we did. We don't
yeah.
have the dynamism though to do that in the middle of the park. That's your problem. There's no real dynamic runners in there. There's no power in there, and that's why we saw Cunha come in to receive the ball deep. We don't want him there all the time. We want somebody else who can take the ball from deep, run a straight six, run somebody off him who can play it with deep, who can carry the ball 20, 30 yards, and then utilise Cunha's and Mbumo's nous.
Yeah.
And then hopefully you've got Sesko running in behind them. It's going to create an issue for Saliba or Gabriel. So they've got to move out to cover them, and that's where you hopefully gain your space. So I could see what he was trying to do. Arteta, I think, came here, like I say, I don't think he necessarily knew what he was doing, Arteta, in terms of how to play against us today. He tried to sit back, but the problem is, as soon as you score a goal, you're fucked. He knew, chances are he knew, if I score today, I'm likely to win this game. And he took a calculated risk.
Yeah. Someone in the chat said, I think it was Buckley, who said something about they did what Spurs did against us. They scored, and then they relied on us not being able to put the ball
that's exactly what.
into the net. Yeah.
This. And you're going to get that. And the problem is now, you're going to get this United Strand bloke popping up on fucking all social media, day 600, not cutting my hair. Message to you, pal, just cut your fucking hair. For fuck's sake, just cut it. Please. Because we're all fucking fed up with you now. Just cut your fucking hair. Maybe he's putting a curse on the team. They're not going to fucking win any games until he cuts his fucking hair. So, and I'm just in a situation where, sorry, I know you got Rasmus. Good to see you. I know you got your first clip up. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. As I said, we talked about this Bayındır hitting it long. So this is a long clip. So here you see Lenny Yoro on the ball, place it into Bayındır again. You see Arsenal, they are committing men, but they are not committing massively.
Not really committing.
Blocking the passing lanes. That's how they put the press. And the sideways press comes here from Gyökeres against Bayındır. So he has no other options because Saka is on Luke Shaw. The out is there. And by the way, I just want to say, I think Luke Shaw didn't play well today because he didn't play as a wide centre back. He don't know how to chop inside and create those passing lanes centrally. He plays like a fullback when he receives the ball on the side, and he just wanted to hit it long on the sideline. So again, Bayındır here on the ball, and he hits it long. And this is where we start the clip. So the ball goes. It's Mason Mount who receives the ball. He's under pressure. The three Arsenal players against him, but he wins it. And I think it's Cunha who helps him out. You see here Cunha dropping really, really low and helping out, winning the duels, because I think this was the plan. Commit people on the other end of Bayındır. Here you see brilliant pass from Mason Mount. And we have the out. That's Cunha who's keeping the width. And coming from the outside to the inside, that's one of the things Amorim wants. He wants you to shift lanes, either from the inside to the outside that you see more often, like Gyökeres last season when it came from the inside zone 14 running out to zone 18 and 16 on the corner flags. But now we play direct. We try to find the pockets. You see here Mbumo on the ball, but he's under pressure. It's not an easy finish, but I think he does well. This was the 4th or 5th minutes, opening minutes of the game. Can't quite get the shot off, and he makes it an easy save for David Raya. So this just told me how right away what our game plan was. Trying to hit Arsenal on transition, play direct, drop down, win the ball, and keep Mbumo and Dorgu on the other side on the width, and then start running.
Okay. And that's okay, Jarvis. You don't have to play ticky-tacky football all the time. You don't have to feather it out from the back if you don't want to. You know, the name of the game in football is to outscore your opposition. And the only way you're going to do that is to get into the final third and have a strike on goal. That's how you do it. Now, people always say, "Oh, I don't like this type of manager because he's a long ball." Okay, or I don't like the long throw in. I don't like this. I don't like that about the game. But ultimately, the only way you score a goal is to get from A to B. The end. That's it. And how you do that, it doesn't really matter. So if we're doing long ball and we beat Arsenal 2-0 today, we wouldn't care as fans. As fans, we wouldn't care because we won the game of football. So what you pointed out there is absolutely right. He's tried to do something different in many ways, which caught Arteta off guard. Because if you look at the pass from Mount, it was only Gabriel and Saliba who were coming across, and that was a big issue for Arsenal. Now, our problem there was nobody coming in behind Gabriel. There was nobody running in behind him, so that Mbumo got something to do. Although he was running in goal, hey, take a strike. I don't care. You should take a shot from there. That's what you should be doing.
Yeah,
he was never going to be able to cut back in on his left foot, pal. Never in a million years. He was forced out wide. So he got two options. He either holds it, turns back on himself, and then tries to put a cross in, providing there's somebody there, or he goes for goal. And I think he did the right thing and went for goal. So for me, that was a nice piece of play.
It was. But as you mentioned, Gabriel and Saliba, this is where Arsenal can play this risky because they have two of the best centre backs in the world. I would say both of them are almost top 10. But there were something that we can get them at, and that was because they play really narrow. There were plays on the width. And we will also show you other clips when it comes to this. I just want to say hi to Andre Johannesson coming in and say, good game. The best team didn't win today, but Raya was man of the match. And I agree, Raya was one of the better players. He had some match winning saves for Arsenal. And I see a lot of people tuning in. I think we are 45 likes already. I am Titanium. Thank you for reminding everybody. Moderators, help us out. Remind everybody to smash the like every third or fourth minute. I think we will be good. That's all we need. The likes to get out to a broader audience. 123 people watching, 73 on YouTube.
Push us out. Yes. Push us out. Just a quick one. There was a comment from the Cake Cadet about, we can talk about tactics. Look, nobody's saying that the goalkeeper wasn't at fault today, pal. 100% he was, and we will have a problem moving forward unless we change goalkeepers. So we don't disagree with you on that. Tactical Devils was set up to talk about the game in its entirety, not just certain areas.
We will have time to talk about the goalkeeper. Trust me, we'll talk about Bayındır. I'm not happy with his performance today. He was also sloppy when it comes to distributing the ball, and we could have done so much better. I can't quite understand. Actually, there's a question mark. Why do we put out a game plan like this when we have Bayındır? It's not quite good in its distribution, I would say. So, Well, there's something for later. Let's go to the build-up for the corner kick that Arsenal scored. I think this is interesting. There's a throw-in here from, I think it's Declan Rice. It's number 33. That's, is it Calafiori?
Calafiori, yeah.
Yeah, he's up against Casemiro. First of all, we lose the first duel. We lose the second duel because we double up against one guy and we can't be able to block the cross. So again, let's just look at it. Look at the sloppy defending from Dalot. It's almost like he puts his ass against him when the cross comes. Stu.
Yeah, he turned his back.
Well, no, it's not Dalot. It's actually Bruno. It's Bruno and Casemiro.
That's Bruno, though. Yeah, the interesting thing about that is
no, it's not Bruno. It's Dalot. Sorry.
The interesting thing about that is that once you evade the first tackle, you've only got one space to go, because Dallow's actually in quite a good position, but he's so far off him. It's ridiculous. You've got to be closer. That's where you come in. You're too far off him, and then there's no danger though. Also, if you look there within that first vicinity, there's absolutely no danger. Whatsoever. We should be comfortable within that, but of course Bruno makes the error, doesn't he?
Yes, I will come to this, because when you see the cross comes in, you have Bruno here in centrally in front of the goal, and it takes a terrible first touch.
It's just abysmal. It's just terrible. I just can't believe it.
It's not excusable at all. You can't do this in your own box. Maybe he's not aware of his surroundings. Maybe that's why he takes it away from the goal, just to be safe. But again, he should learn how to scout and look around before he receives the ball. And he actually do that. And here you see.
Well, here's your problem, because he's only got one place to go there, and he puts Yoro in all sorts of problems there.
Yeah. So it's a tough one for Lenny Yoro. I'm not blaming Lenny Yoro on this one.
No.
He doesn't expect Bruno to do this, putting ourselves under danger. But if you look, every player like Mbumo, here you see Cunha looking forward. Where can I run? Because they expect Bruno to receive the ball and then hit it in the pockets for them to run into. We were looking for the transition, the direct play.
Yeah, they're off there. Yeah. So Yoro's got an issue there. I mean, Calafiori, he just knows. I think it's Calafiori, isn't it? It's come back. He knows exactly what's happening. So
yeah. So we lose the ball. Calafiori wins the ball again.
Yeah.
And the shot comes. They get blocked by the late. It's Martin Odegaard. He receives the ball and then drives. Progressive.
We're too slow to react, because Bruno's completely fucked the equilibrium of where we were. We're in a brilliant position at that time. And then all of a sudden, one sloppy ball, one sloppy pass, you got problems.
But the amount of personal errors, personal foul, leading up to this first corner kick, we are talking about the 10th minute of the game. You can't blame it on lack of concentration when it's just in the beginning, the start of the game. You should be fully focused, and it pisses me off. Like, it's small details, but we can't do stuff like this. You got to stop doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
So, let's have a look at the corner kick. We know that Arsenal is a difficult team when it comes to corner kicks. They set up always with a lot of people inside their 6-yard box, and it's really tough to defend against it. So,
it's not actually that tough to defend against that. The problem is have you got the original setup?
Yes.
So look at where the Arsenal players originally start. The Arsenal players originally start at the edge of the area.
Yeah, so they start around the 18-yard box and then moves in.
So one of the biggest issues you've got as a defender, and I've said this before, if you allow an on-running defender to come at you, he's got all the momentum as opposed to a defender that's standing. So he's got a better spring than you. He's got more power than you, because you're kind of static. Unless you can get up at the same time and push into him, he's always going to be stronger than you. And when you allow, this is what I couldn't fucking get my head around at all. When you allow, I think it was Saliba, to stand directly in front of your goalkeeper, and you as a defender do nothing about it, you should have got yourself in between Bayındır and Saliba. You should have got hold of Saliba's shirt, the blind side of the referee, and stopped him jumping. That's what you should have done. But you didn't do that. And Saliba outmuscled Bayındır. Bayındır was crying because he thought it was a foul. And Now, here's where a lot of people might think it's a foul. I don't think it was, because I think the goalkeeper, because De Ligt did exactly the same against Araya managed to, punch it. Bayındır has to be strong. He's got to be strong. Exactly, Danny B. Exactly. You're 100% right. And Bayındır was weak. But my point being, we allowed Saliba to get in front of Bayındır instead of pushing Saliba out of the way and getting in front behind Saliba and in front of Bayındır. That's what should have happened. Now, the other thing is, Jarvis, it allows Bayındır more of leeway because he's leaning on our player. Hence, it's not causing a foul. He's not causing a direct foul. He's leaning on our player to fist the ball away. If he leans on Saliba directly and they fall on each other, then effectively you could give a penalty for that because he's effectively, fouling the player. All Saliba did was back into Bayındır, and Bayındır was just too weak. So I'm not, massively pissed off with that. So I'm not defending Bayındır at all.
No, but in Bayındır's defense, I think it's difficult to be a goalkeeper because you can't use your hands to make way. Because you have to keep your hands, up in shoulder height, because you got to be ready to stretch them up and receive and take the ball. So you got to be a little bit extra cautious with the goalkeepers and protect them a little bit. But so, given, I'm quite sure if this was against Man United on Raya, it would have gone to VAR and been disallowed.
Probably. I mean, it's hard to say, isn't it? Yeah, probably. So, but ultimately,
but I'm not defending Bayındır. I'm just saying in general, when it comes to goalkeepers, I think they need some special extra protection. But it is the way Bayındır goes up, his body language. He looks weak. The way he floppy hands against the ball. You saw David Raya on the other incident. Coming in there, boxing. It's about body language, commanding your area, being the boss in your own backyard. This is how a goalkeeper should be.
There's a variety of things he could have done. The first is, if you don't want a player in between you and Saliba, fine. Get your leg in front of Saliba's leg. So you've got the actual ability to shoulder barge him out the way and get it. There are a variety of things you can do, but we didn't do it. He didn't do it. He let himself down as a goalkeeper. Calafiori, look, could we argue that the ball should, somebody should have been marking and pulling Calafiori? I don't know, actually.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I used to play, the goalkeeper always called me to stand in between him and the opposition. But in between the goalkeeper and the opposite player.
Yeah.
And it was my job to block him off, so he was free. Take his hands up.
We didn't do that, and the whole mess, the whole corner was a mess right from the start. The whole corner was a mess, and I couldn't believe we did it again the second time. And then the third time, every corner we did exactly the same, and I couldn't quite believe it. And you've got Cunha just looking around, thinking, "Well, what the fuck do I do?"
Let's just look at it, Stu. This is the better angle. I think it's bigger, easier for us to see. But if you look closely here, you see the Arsenal player in between. I think it's Mason Mount, who's leaning in with Calafiori, or is it Saliba in his back?
Saliba. Calafiori is with Dorgu.
And you should suspect that Amorim before this game was aware of Arsenal's corner kicks and made a plan for how to defend against it.
Well,
just saying, putting it out there. Let's look at it. This is the corner kick. It comes in. You see Arsenal moving all the players inside the box. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys already, and the sixth is here on his way. But already you see Bayındır,
So if you go back,
look at Bayındır here.
Yeah, he's been muscled out by
everything that goes on in this area.
It's terrible. It's terrible. One player, by the way, one Arsenal player, and he's moaning. He's moaning. It's terrible. Terrible piece of goalkeeping. It's just abysmal. It's abysmal. Just look at him going back, flapping. It's just fucking abysmal. It's terrible.
But in this instance, he starts to interject. He starts to getting involved in this situation, and I think he loses a little bit of focus.
But that's why you need a player to take care of Saliba for you. The goalkeeper shouldn't be taking care of Saliba. You need a player to do it. You push the Saliba into the player. You guide him into that player. You drag Shaw in between you, or you drag Mount in. If Mount's in front of you and Saliba's here, you drag Mount into here and you cover him. You cover Saliba at all costs. That's what you do. And Bayındır must have known that. I just don't get why he didn't, facilitate that issue.
It's terrible, and we are all aware of this. We have talked about the goalkeeper situation. What are we going to do? Should we get Lamens in? Should we get Donnarumma in? Martinez? Or should we just
do something? You've got to claim everything like that. How many times did Raya come and claim a cross today? You've got to claim it. You have to claim it. I think it was Luke Shaw, Kate Cadet. I don't know. I think it was Luke Shaw. Dorgu lost out to Calafiori. If you pull it back, you'll see that Calafiori and Dorgu were wrestling just a split second before. And I think, can you see Calafiori and Dorgu? Watch him. Watch Calafiori. Did you see him just push his arm out on Dorgu?
Here.
It's Luke Shaw. It's Luke Shaw, I think, on the
Luke
back.
Shaw is on the back post. I think this is Dorgu.
I watch Calafiori now. He's just completely. There you go.
Yeah,
it's terrible. It's so bad, so bad. Okay. It's just shocking. But Bayındır has allowed that to happen by that stupid little girl's flick. Like that, it's just abysmal, absolutely abysmal. And everybody's going up like that. Foul on the keeper. It's not. Look at Saliba there. Look at him.
Yeah,
it's abysmal. Abysmal. Again, you've got Bayındır. Saliba's just doing that. That's all he's doing. Bayındır's got his elbow on it. What's he doing with his elbow there? And then Saliba goes in and does that. It's just fucking abysmal. I mean,
this winds me up looking at this. Yeah,
Jamie says, this is also one our coaches did not study Arsenal's free kicks. Well, absolutely. It is under 14 schoolboy, as Danny B says. It's.
But Stu, if you were in that box defending, let's say before, because you knew that the opposition will put in an in-swinger, which most likely land right in front of the goalkeeper, and you see 6-7 big guys standing there ready to go. First of all, you have to talk to each other. You have to command the box. You have to be aware of everything that's going on, because it's going to be chaotic.
Of course it is. I would have done.
Yep.
I'd have put three of us on the goal line. There's a reason for that. He's gone for an in-swinging corner, correct? His corner is in-swinging. He's going directly for Bayındır. If you put 2 or 3 defenders on that goal line behind Bayındır, he's not going to in-swing it on the corner because... Yeah. And then, by the way, people might say, why would you put 3? You've still got enough players to deal with the ball in the air. So you're trying to, basically what you're trying to do is defend your goalkeeper. You're trying to defend Bayındır. And if somebody does get a header, bang, you're there. You should be there. You should be spread across the goal. You should be there. So if the Saliba incident happened and you're watching it and you can see what's happening, you just go in front and you slot yourself between the keeper and Saliba. It isn't rocket science, Jarvis. This is what annoys me. And every time I talk about this and people talk about, we've got a set-piece coach. For what? You don't need a set-piece coach by using your brain. I talk about this a lot. Football is all to do with your brain first. You know, every decision you make on a football pitch has consequences, either good or bad. And today, the decision that Bayındır made, the decision that Mason Mount made not to get in between Bayındır and Saliba has had disastrous consequences. Whether we like it or not, however weak we were at the back stick or anything like that, we should know how to defend a corner. You're talking about elite football.
Obviously, we know we can't do this. We saw last season. We all saw last season. We know how it is. And this was under Amorim. You know, the thing is, Stu, for me, we got to look at it at the selection because we know that Arsenal were going to be deadly on corner kicks. The selection was putting Maguire on the bench, our best aerial player. We put Sesko on the bench, 6'5". Although it was his first game, he haven't had a full preseason, but he could have helped out defending on corner kicks. And we put Heaven. He's a big guy. Heaven is actually he's a tall guy. He's 6 foot something. He would have defended much better than Luke Shaw.
Yes.
So again, there's 3 players there that could have made a difference. You know, you didn't have to put all 3 of them, but 1 or 2 extra would have at least helped against against Saliba, against Gabriel, Calafiori, all of these big guys coming in. Can we blame this on Amorim? Is he naive again?
The coaches
on the job.
Yeah, the coaches and Amorim have got a problem here. But then again, so the players, and you know, again, you've got to execute this first. You've got to execute your mind first, and as I said, errors have consequences, or everything you do has a consequence on the pitch, good or bad. And that was just a bad error. And I couldn't believe what I was watching. I still cannot believe what I'm watching and how we've arrived at that. Because as you quite rightly said, it was a comedy of errors, negligence all around. There you go. You take the words out of my mouth. Okay, it was a comedy of errors. It was negligence all around, and it started with Casemiro, Dalot, Bruno, Yoro, you know, all of these. It was just a consequence of issues. You know, Yoro gets it, bang. Bruno gets it, fucking put it for a throw. If you're going to miscontrol it, slam it for a throw. You know, just do something. You have to do something. You're right, though, and Boomer and Cunha in particular were facing the wrong way. They were expecting Bruno to kill it and move it. Well, they were. They're expecting
we've seen this tactic from Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool especially, on corners against Salah, Mane, bombing on, scoring every time, you know. So I think this was the game plan from Amorim, but he didn't succeed.
And he didn't get that right. And then after that, we lost our way, which is why you saw the plenty of white. Arsenal got the bit between the teeth. And then all of a sudden we took control of the game, but we didn't take the control of the game and really strangle Arsenal. We created a couple of good chances, as we all know, but we just couldn't strangle Arsenal. So anyway.
Yeah, defending corners against, this is not Arsenal's last corner kick goal or set piece goal this season. We know this is one of their specialties. I think we should do better. I'm not happy about this, especially this early in the game. You know, we should have been better, more prepared for what was coming. And we need a goalkeeper badly. So Donnarumma, he's not afraid, commanding his box. He knows how to claim those crosses. Same with Sene Lammens, big guy. Look at his stats. He's in the 95th percentile when it comes to cross claiming. I think he would have done better. Even Martinez, I think he's a strong guy. He knows how to use his voice, shout to the players, and help out. So
I'll tell you something. Did anyone see Trafford yesterday for City against Wolves? They don't need
James Trafford. Yeah,
he was unbelievable yesterday, Trafford, and that's got nothing to do with his shot stopping ability. It was command of the goalkeeping art. He's got a command of it. He was quick. He was sweeping. He was good in the air. He commanded. They don't need Donnarumma City. They just don't need it. We
No,
need something in there.
I'm almost at the moment. I would rather take Trafford than Donnarumma because I think he looks like a proper talent.
He surprised me yesterday. I know Ederson was injured, but I don't think Ederson gets back in anyway. To be honest.
Yeah, I agree, Dave. This is difficult to but
true.
as I said, there were things we can point fingers at Amorim for not, for example, selecting Harry Maguire. I was 100% sure that Harry Maguire was going to start this game because of the aerial threat.
Yeah, I thought he would. And as it happens, Jarvis, they weren't necessarily an aerial threat after that, were they?
No.
When you look at the corners, the rest of the corners, they weren't necessarily an aerial threat. They tried it once, they got lucky, and they scored. And that really is it. After that, we still didn't defend the corners brilliantly after that anyway, to be fair. So,
yeah.
But I'm with the majority here. We have to sort our goalkeeping issue out because it's going to cost Amorim. He's going to be wandering down the road if we don't sort this out. And we've got a big fucking problem. Big fucking problem. I don't think Onana does much better, if I'm being honest. I don't think he does much better at all in that scenario. We can't accept that. We've got to be better in that department. You know, if we're going to go and start scoring goals, because I think we've got the firepower to do that, we're going to have a goalkeeper that wins us 12 points a season.
I think you're right, Stu. I think
right. Real problem.
Let's move on from the goal. It's frustrating. I know all of you are feeling the same. But, there's nothing we can do about it. We can just talk about it. I wanna go to this situation. We are now in the 24th minute of the game. Arsenal were having the momentum at this time. Is Martin Odegaard with the ball in his feet on his way up? We know Odegaard likes to carry the ball and wait for till the pressure comes and then release the pass, and he's usually quite good at it. But it's Casemiro in the middle of the picture, bombing down and winning the ball. So here you see Casemiro wins the ball and instantly looking for the runs in behind. And as I said, let's just go a little bit back to the tactical board before we talk more about this. Mbeumo, high right. I think Dorgu a lot of time was high left. So we ended up more of a 4-2-2-3 formation or 4-2-2-2 formation at times. So the out was Mbeumo in this time. Let's go back and look at it. So we are back into the picture again. Here we go. The long ball comes from Casemiro over the top into the pocket. And you see here again, two central defenders from Arsenal and Cunha running up. Cunha and Mbeumo. Very centrally, they know they can get back in front of the goal when it comes down to the 18-yard box line. But I think the defending was really well from Arsenal today. But it was a big chance. And Mbeumo takes on the ball. Again, cuts inside. Not the best shots we've seen. But this was our game plan again. And we talked about this. So there were other examples. Do you have anything to add, Stu?
Yeah, the thing about that particular piece of play for me was really, really nice. What I'd like to see Mbeumo do is collect the ball, run it, and then just see where Cunha's run was going, because Cunha's run was designed to give Mbeumo a bit more space. But he was too kind of quick. He was in getting into the area instead of slowing the pace down, watching Cunha come across. Then as soon as Cunha come across as him attacking that area, once you attack that area, there should have been a bit more space opened up.
Stu, when you go up against two, I'm just sorry for interrupting you. I just got a thought, an idea. When you go up against two as Saliba and Gabriel, they're very narrow and they drop down. Why can't you just take more width and try to drag at least one of them away from the goal? Make
So initially, when he picks up the ball, if you play it on, initially when he picks up the ball, my first thought was originally go out wide, take the ball out wide, give yourself a lot more space to work in, because you're quite right. Saliba's
You don't want to go here. You want to go this way.
Correct. That was my
80.
first thought. But when he goes and kind of cuts inside, this is why Cunha comes across him. He runs across him. And the idea is to take one of the two centre halves with you to create a bigger gap for you to get you, because he's looking for his left foot, isn't he? Watch him booming. He's looking for his left foot all the time. Watch Cunha's run. They've got to watch. There he goes. There. That's the run. See the space in behind.
Yeah.
You stop it there. Just put an arrow in behind Gabriel, or no, other way. Behind Cunha.
Oh yeah, but this is the space where Mbeumo wants to go. This is the space Cunha is opening because he's dragging the defenders. Isn't that?
He wasn't running quick enough, and Mbeumo. That's the thing. He didn't notice it immediately, because look at the space. He's got enough space to get in there and get his shot off. It's exactly what Cunha was. There he goes. That's the space there, but he's cut across rather than cutting. It was a really nice piece of play by Cunha. People were concentrating actually on Mbeumo's strike, but actually Cunha's run was brilliant. If you looked at him jogging, then suddenly bang, hits the afterburners on, and that's the space. That's where you've got to run into it and swerving in and around. Lovely play by both players, Jarvis, and Mbeumo got his shot wrong, which is a real shame, because it's a great play by Cunha. Brilliant play by Cunha.
I see we have some legends in the chat. We have both Mark and we have Bathheim here, guys. If you want to come on and hang around with Stu and me for 30, 35, 40 minutes, just let us know and we'll send you the link.
So hang in with us,
yeah. We have a lot of footage, and the next clip is when Dorgu hit the post.
Great strike. Great strike.
That was a great strike. Let me just see if I can find it. Sometimes they upload it not in the right order. That's
okay. There's loads of people. He did Joe Buckley. That's exactly what you wanted to do. Exactly, 100%, Joe. That was my point. Maybe I didn't articulate it well enough, but that was my point. Mark Language is in the house. How are you, Mark? What they needed in this was a third play to play a pass across to, absolutely, which we didn't have. Ahmad curls that bottom left, that and Mbeumo chance. He does actually. I'll give you that exactly right. Let's Collis. We can see that any given moment, it's frightening how vulnerable we are. Correct on that as well.
Okay. So now we are talking about the 29th minute. It's Dorgu on the ball. So this is the situation. I have something. Okay, you all see the picture now. Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good.
Had some lagging going on. It's the lick on the ball, plays it directly into midfield. I think it's Mason Mount.
Yeah, it's Mount, yeah.
But, and then the second wide centre back is Luke Shaw, intervening, receiving the ball and putting, I think it's Saka under pressure. You see, that's nice defending from Luke Shaw.
We won the second ball at last. We've been crying out for years. Please win that second ball. We won it. It was a terrible ball by De Ligt, but we transitioned it.
And I like the defending from Luke Shaw. You have to be aggressive in a situation like that.
Yeah, it was good.
You either make a free kick or you win the ball. That's
exactly
one or the other. Wins the ball and Bruno receives it, plays one touch, and we have, as we talked about, we went down into let me go back to the tactical board and let me just explain this again. So we all are all on board. Every time we drop down into a back four at first, and Dorgu was keeping his height and width a long time. After a while, he came down and then we went back into the back five again. So now you see in effect how Dorgu was waiting and holding his width and height in this attack, even though Arsenal were on the ball. You agree, Stu?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Dorgu kept his discipline on the wing wide. I thought he played. He had a nice pendulum balance of back and forth. Showed a lot of speed, a lot of courage, a lot of power. He's an athlete, as Trevor says, and he'll make a huge difference to us this season. A massive difference, Dorgu. We need somebody equal to Dorgu on the right-hand side.
Yeah, but I think that's Mbumo at the moment, but it's not Dalot. It's not Dalot.
It's not Dalot.
But we need someone, because this is what I was talking about. I sent you a message before the game. I said the team looked well balanced. I think we had a plan technically because of this. We could drop into a 4. We could play the 4-2-2-2 formation, or whatever you want to call it. So let's just play the clip here. You see the ball comes one touch from Bruno out to Dorgu, and he's just start running with the ball. This is what I like. I like to carry. If there's room and the opposition is backing down, there's no other option than to run with the ball and keep the momentum going. We actually are in this situation, I think, before against 4. You see Bruno comes in.
Yeah, we're in a good position, yeah.
And he takes the shot, and it's a brilliant shot. Is it the right thing to do in this situation, to take the shot? It could be.
It's one of those, this one, Jarvis, to be fair, mate. You could be critical and say you should have dropped it into Bruno, who could have flicked over to Mbumo, but
because there is a chance here for Dorgu to go wide.
There is.
And drag the defender with him. Know that Bruno will come into this zone that they are vacating and just lay the ball back into the zone, make a cutback.
But to be honest, I don't know. I don't blame Dorgu on that. I think it's strike. Yeah, I think it's a fair enough. But
it's a good strike.
To be fair, if that nestled into the bottom corner, we would have won the game.
Yeah. But I don't think Amorim is happy with this. I don't think he's happy when you come 4 against 4 in a situation like this. You have the momentum, the opposition is backing down. You don't take the shot from 25 yards. I think you're wasting an opportunity, although it was a good shot.
No,
in my opinion.
No, I don't know. Look, I agree, but there are times in the game.
Maybe too negative.
No. I understand where you're going from, but ultimately. He catches Raya. Raya wasn't stopping that. It wasn't happening. An inch to the left, it's nestling in the bottom corner. He's peeling away, and I think we go on and win the game. So it's one of those. It's close, but the thing is, you drop it into Bruno there, and Bruno overcompensates, loses it, and we don't hit the post. It's one of those. I don't think you can. I don't think there's actually a right or wrong answer for that position.
But my point is, if you are 4 against 4, you're probably better off 3 against 3.
You are.
Or 2 against 2. So again, Dorgu drags one with him, gives it to Bruno. They have to commit one other defender on Bruno. Then you have 2 when the cross or the dink comes from Bruno to either Cunha or Mbumo on the far side. So,
but again, the other the devil's advocate side to that is we hit the post. Bruno takes it out to Mbumo and he misses it.
I will never win this debate. We hit the post. So
no. My point being is you're absolutely right. I don't think there's a wrong answer is what I'm getting at. I think you're equally as right as to why did you take the shot? Don't take the shot. Should you have done it? You're equally as right. I don't actually think in that scenario there's a wrong answer. And I like that about football because sometimes you just got to pull the pin. Hand grenade could have gone off, Jarvis, could have exploded. The Stretford end would have gone nuts. And we would have all gone nuts at home.
Social joins come in and say smash and grab. The goal was at the 12th minute. 80 minutes of football left. Smash and grab, huh? Yeah.
Absolutely. No issue with that at all. It's a good analogy, that.
and Junior Davis comes in and say Baleba in. You
I
are
am
a
got one for you here. You should have flicked them. I agree. There you go. See, that's I guess everyone's saying.
Well, from my point of view, I'm looking for how we set up. I'm looking for patterns into the attack. I compare in my head from what I've seen of Sporting and what I see at Man United, how we do things, how they did things, how we actually solve the puzzles. Sometimes this is the puzzles, and when I do my judgment of the team, I think like this. Maybe I'm.
No, you're not overthinking it. Yeah, look, the beauty of football is everybody sees it differently. We all see it differently, and I've got no issue with that.
Yeah. No. So what are the live chats saying about this?
We at the post.
Do they agree with Stu, or do they agree with Jarvis or Dorgu? Or
Naz is saying you should take that shot all day and every day. Players like a guy say can't. I agree with that. Retro says good strike. Let's have a look. Big up guys from Engage. Hold on. Big up guys. This is last season again. We can't score. We had one clear cut chance. What else have we got? Yeah, so a bit mixed, really, Jarvis. A bit of a mix, mate.
There's no right or wrong answers. Just to be fair. Yeah.
No, there isn't. I absolutely agree. Belabouring this week. You never know with Belabor. I mentioned Junior at the beginning of the show. There are times where you utilise the media slightly different. And if you want to take noise away, you utilise Mr. Ormstein and Mr. What's his name? Fabrizio. Mr. Romano. It's the best way to kill it. And that's what they've done. They've killed it. There's no more conversation apparently to be had. Time will tell on that one. You never know.
Yeah. Everything is lagging. It takes a little bit of time to load the next clip. It's about Cunah and the progressive carries, how he received the ball under pressure and just took on 5-6 Arsenal defenders. And
he was brilliant. He was brilliant.
Everything and started running.
While
we're waiting for that clip, we can do this one. It's about Odegaard, and this is a defensive clip. So I want you to analyze the defensive formation, the defensive shape, our choices, how we do things too. So let me just bring it up. Yep, there we go. So was an Arsenal shot from Odegaard, but here we go. It started with, I think we overcommitted a little bit. I think it's Dorgu who takes on, I think it's Ben White on the wing here, and both and Mason Mount in the same time. And you see here Odegaard in the half space. This is what I talk about when we talk about the half space. You are in the middle of, let's say, 4 people. Who is going to take Odegaard if he receives the ball in this situation? Is it Casemiro? Is it Bruno? Is it Dorgu? Is it Luke Shaw? That's the question. So you see here, Odegaard receives the ball because I think it's Dorgu overcommits.
It was easy for Ben White to clip it into Odegaard there, Jarvis. Too easy.
Yeah. So not brilliant defending from Dorgu.
Not that particular time, no. We're set up okay, really. You got Yoro, who's got Gyökeres, no problem. You got is that Zubimendi in there?
I think it's Rice.
Is it Declan Rice? I can't really tell, but anyway,
and it's Saka out here.
Yeah. Again, Luke Shaw's in a decent position, so he's the free player to attack Odegaard. Supposedly attack Odegaard when he comes in. De Ligt will turn around. You'll notice Rice. Casemiro should be wandering into Shaw's kind of area as well as double cover.
If Shaw moves up, then Casemiro needs to move down, fill this pocket.
Right. So we're not in a bad position at that point.
Yeah. But again, I think you got to give it to Odegaard. He found the half space.
Yeah.
As I said in the beginning, who is going to mark Odegaard if he receives the ball? Because this
Yeah.
is what Odegaard. This is when Odegaard thrives.
Yes.
Really thrives. Receives the ball. But again, no one is putting Odegaard under pressure.
No.
So Bruno has to commit. Bruno is on Saka. He have to commit in this situation. Odegaard just wanders through, and you see we are dropping down into the box. The Ligt is smelling the danger and is applying pressure now, but I think it's a little bit too late. The shot comes off. Bayındır takes the save. It's a good one, but it's just there are some question marks about our choices when it comes to defending.
There's really just two choices there. The problem was Dorgu and Bruno. Dorgu, because if you've got a player like Ben White and he got the ball under control at that point in time, he got Mason Mount here and he got Dorgu here and he got about 3 yards either side. As soon as Dorgu comes rushing in at you, you just do that. Flick.
Yeah.
And that's all he did. Flicked it into Odegaard. Odegaard then makes the turn and attacks and he drives. And then Bruno, instead of allowing Shaw to cover Odegaard, Bruno comes sliding in. Odegaard's way too cute for that because he can see what's happening in front of him. Way too cute for that. Goes around him. Before we know it, it's too late. He gets his shot off.
Yeah.
So the two issues were Bruno and Shaw non-communication and Dorgu rushing in. As soon as you rush in on somebody, speed, his face is going like this and Ben White's going, flick, piece of piss. You do all the time. This is, when you're coaching kids or you're training yourselves, you do a lot of very tight corner games. That's what that's designed for. As soon as the ball comes in, flick. It's like the old Sabutio. You remember Sabutio because that's what you do. That's
Flick
it.
it.
That's all he's done. Watch him. Wait, you watch him. Watch Dorgu. Comes flying in.
Yeah.
He comes
Well,
flying
again,
in. There's a little flick. Thank you very much. Good night, Vienna.
Bruno comes flying in.
Ridiculous. That's where Shaw should have been. Bruno should have stayed put on Saka and Shaw should have moved in.
But again, could my first instinct was Casemiro, but I know he's the central defender. He needs to keep his composure and discipline.
You've got a free man in Luke Shaw.
So again, Luke Shaw should have commanded Bruno up on Odegaard and taken Saka right away.
Or said to Bruno, stay with Saka, I'll take Odegaard.
Yeah. So one or the other.
Yeah, you've got one or the other. You've got two options there. And
in my mind, I would have done like this. I think that will be the right answer, but there's also the other option is, as you said.
Well, you've got two problems there. You've got two issues there. As soon as Bruno moves away from Saka, if Shaw doesn't move across quickly enough, Odegaard's got a pass into Saka. By Bruno staying where he is, he's tight on Saka already. And then Shaw has got enough space to stop Odegaard. It's all about communication, that. Bruno, stay put, I'll go.
But I think Stu, in this situation, because we already lost out, we are 2 against 1 here. This is where the error starts. And I think you just need to stall. You don't want to try to chop it. You don't want to win the ball. You just got to stall to give Dorgu time to get back in position.
That's why Dorgu running in.
And this is maybe if I'm going to be hypercritical, not trying to dig out Bruno, but maybe shouldn't have tried to chop at Odegaard, just stalled him. Like directed him into the area that's not dangerous.
Your issue is, and you're right, because if you're Dorgu, really, if I'm Dorgu, I really am saying to Mason Mount at him, if he gets past you, then I'm going to bring him on to me. And that way then Casemiro comes into action and play a little bit more because you've stalled the immediate pass into Odegaard. You stalled that immediate pass. But we didn't do that. We went straight in. He flicks it, and then you're in real trouble straight away. I like, Bruno. Why is Bruno there? And Shaw, by the way, hasn't moved. It's worth pointing that out. Shaw hasn't moved.
Mm.
Worth pointing that out, by the way. So,
Yeah.
like I say, Bruno stays where he is. If Bruno's there and then Shaw comes in, it's no problem.
Mm.
It's zero
Yeah, I think
problem.
we look good then. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no problem. And all Shaw's got to do is jockey, as you quite rightly pointed out, jockey Odegaard. You've got Casemiro, Delict, who are looking after Rice. The rest is, 1-for-1, really. It's poor defending. Poor defending.
It is poor defending. I agree. The Cunha clip, I actually can't get the Cunha. Okay, now I can get it going.
You got it going?
Yep. It's a long clip, so we got to stop several times during this clip. But, again, Cunha is a different level. It's Dallo on the ball, gives the ball, plays up. Cunha drops down brilliantly, but he's alone. He's 1 against 3-4 guys.
Yeah.
But he's instinctively try to turn with the ball and start something.
Yeah.
And again, you go all in against five Arsenal defenders. You have courage when you do something like you trust your own ability.
It's hugely clever play, that is. Hugely clever play. Because 2 things are going to happen. You're either going to get absolutely pummeled by 2 of them in the sandwich, or they're not going to risk touching you. And and as soon as you get through and you penetrate those 2, you've got problems at the back because you don't know whether to retreat or come forward. And if you come forward with Cunha's skill and pace and he gets around you, you're not catching him. Or you retreat, but you're backpedaling all the time, and you're trying to understand where you are in relation to the edge of the 18-yard box and how far Cunha is away from it, but you're cutting his options down at that point. So you've got 2 choices, and it's really hard. He gets through the middle. There's a really half-hearted tackle there by Gabriel or Saliba, and there's a reason for that, because he's taken his mate out. He's also potentially, which he doesn't know, he thinks he could well be the last man. And then it was a half-hearted tackle, that, and you don't normally get that. And then he's through. And then I think he just ran out of steam a bit, really.
Yeah, ran out.
I'm not going to eat his lunch. I'm not going to eat his lunch on that because he scored that against us, if you remember.
But it's really brilliantly done,
Yeah. Now Raya, whether Raya was being clever or not, or wasn't expecting that to happen, I don't think he was expecting to happen. Cunha would have loved Raya around the penalty spot area, because then he's got more of the goal to aim at. That's where he'd have loved him there, but he wasn't there. So I'm not saying that's great goalkeeping. Who knows?
No. But when you look at it at the beginning of the clip,
fabulous take and turn.
It's not like we are used to this as a unit, as a collective unit. We have a lot of people just hanging in the ropes. We've been under pressure, Arsenal. We just won the ball back. And, we're just sitting back like with a low block, and we have our runners. We have Dorgu up, and we have Mbumo up, and we have Cunha up, hoping that they can create something like 1 against 1 or 1 against 2.
What he's done is something we've been crying out for a while. Take the ball, run it, and buy us a foul. Or he gets through and gets a shot on target. Either way, for us, that's a win-win. That type of football is a win-win for us, because he either moves us up the thing and we get I'm not quite sure on that one, Jamie, at all. Jamie's asking about Minu. I'm not really sure why he didn't appear today. He made a couple of baffling subs, really, but anyway.
I don't think it's to be honest, I don't think it was the right game for Minu, but not as a starter, but maybe he should have come on. But then he had to take off Bruno. I think that was maybe it.
Well, maybe Jarvis, maybe you just hit the nail on the head, pal. Maybe that's it. Maybe he just doesn't want to take Bruno off, or and maybe that's the problem. Maybe that is just the issue. But then you've got to look at if we had gone in and Baleba comes in for whatever reason, because I said 2 weeks ago, Jarvis, you got one chance of getting Baleba. And I think this was it, and I'm pretty sure the club will know that you've got one chance, because Real Madrid could come in next season.
Mm-hmm.
They could easily get rid of Chimene.
By the way, Stu, 173 people are watching the breakdown, only 62 likes. Guys, help us out. Smash like. If this is your first time on Tactical Devils, this is what we do. We try to break down everything we see. I make some live footage. We talk about it from a tactical point of view. Maybe I'm right. Maybe Stu is right. Maybe we're both wrong. Maybe you are right. Give us your comments. Let us know what you think about the tactical breakdown. And by the way, let's just look at Cunha's how he receives the ball once more. The pass comes here from Dallo.
What I like about Cunha there is he stops it to get the turn in. So he doesn't turn immediately, because sometimes if you turn immediately, you could trip over the ball, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. And it's quite easy to do. He takes it, he stops it, and he takes it. Declan Rice can't tackle him. He can't tackle him at that point, because if he does, he's on a yellow card straight away. No problem.
Yeah. And he uses the sole of his foot just to drag it, almost like futsal.
Exactly right. And then he turns, and once he turns, that's it. He's away. He's done it before so many times. But look at the space. He took himself 2 yards away from Rice, and that's what gave him the angle to go in between. And here's a big problem for both Rice and, is that Ødegaard? I don't know who that is. Or is that Ødegaard at the bottom, and that's Zubimendi, maybe?
I think it's Zubimendi that's here.
Yeah,
Calafiori.
Zubimendi would already had a warning at that point. So Zubimendi knows he can't come in and take Cunha out, because if he does, he could be on a red card or a yellow card. So there are issues for them, and Cunha knows this. His head's down. He's got the ball trapped under his foot at that point. But this is where the afterburners start. Watch him now. Watch how he gets going. There you go. Bang. Saw that. Bang. Saliba takes him out. The chances of him getting a red card are zip, because you got Gabriel, but he's in big trouble. Saliba's in big fucking trouble there. What Cunha could have done is push the ball across to Gabriel, if that is Gabriel or Saliba, whoever it is, and give him a straight one-on-one. Because he takes it away, he allows Gabriel and Saliba to cut the ground by crossing across the pitch. But again, I'm not going to eat his lunch on that. I'm not going to be critical. It was a great piece of play. I loved it. It was a brilliant piece of play.
But this is another different element. We haven't seen this before in this Man United side. It's not the same as Garnacho carrying the ball or Rashford carrying the ball.
No.
This is something special. It's something special. I'm looking forward. We have 37 games left of this season, and there will be more Cunha magic. Actually, he's starting to become my favorite player already, just because of this. I think and I see a lot of people also talking about the carry. All the ball carriers is Ahmad. Get one more, and we'll have a feasting. Yeah, I think you're right, Franz.
Ahmad just needs to open his eyes a little bit more, Franz. I think you're absolutely right. I think he's a fabulous ball carrier. He's got great feet. He's just too indecisive at this point in time, and he needs to sharpen up with his decisiveness. And once he does that, he'll be a top player.
And now, for all you Bruno lovers out there, no offense, but I think he struggled a little bit with the indiscipline, especially around the 60th to 65th minute when we started to chase the game. He was starting to take more chances on the ball. He didn't do the defensive work and the defensive discipline you need to have as a central midfielder in the DM. So I will show you a couple of clips to explain what I'm talking about. It's not the biggest of things. It's just small things, but it is there and it creates problems for us. So let me just find it. Stu, do a couple of comments and I will find the Bruno clips.
Yeah, Rob Always United is a member for a month. Thank you, Rob. I think Bruno is a 10, should be subbed sometimes. Absolutely agree, should be subbed. There's no two ways about that. I think that's a really good point. Rios was there for the taking. Yeah, he was. And Bruno isn't fit, which is true, Joe. A lot more to come from him. I tend to agree. Shivam says, today it's goalkeeper. Tomorrow it will be defence. There's a doubt be somebody else. I don't see any improvement unless we surely win the game 2 and 3. It's 3 points that matters, even if we play badly. Absolutely correct. 3 points is what it's all about. Titanium says 63 likes. Carlos says we will get better. And Danny B says Bruno killed the game. Volps agrees. Said Bruno was pants today. So does France. Says Bruno should be hooked. And so does Mark.
Okay. So yeah, but this is what I'm going to show you what I think about Bruno. Just nothing personal against Bruno. I think he's a great player, but not in the pivot. I think he lacks the discipline needed. So in this clip, you see here, Arsenal are playing it back out from the back. It's Subamendi dropping down, and it's actually Casemiro in the central area who is applying pressure. So you have a pivot with Casemiro and Bruno. So in this moment, we are in trouble if Bruno commits and opens up the big space in middle. We saw this on the Ten Hag all the time. Subamendi finds Calafiori, who has inverted centrally in the build-up of Arsenal. All teams now build up in a 3-2 formation, most likely, or a 2-2. So Calafiori is centrally receiving the ball. And here you see our DM, our central defensive midfielder, fully overcommits and opens up the space.
Yeah.
In this area, when this happened, I'm looking for stuff like this. I was like, this is going to be dangerous. And Arsenal, it ended up with a big chance for Arsenal. And it's all about what I call him sometimes the hack man. As we saw on the clip with the Odegaard, overcommits.
Body position, Jarvis. So it's body position. So when you were playing with the ball, you were carrying the ball. You would have a body shape, wouldn't you? Whatever that shape would be, whether you were going to cut inside or cut outside, you've got a body shape because you have to turn your bodies side to side, whichever way you're going. When you're defending, you try and defend somebody like Odegaard in particular, very square, and you do that for a reason so that you can adapt straight away. Bruno doesn't. If you go back to if you play it in full, watch Bruno's body shape as he tries to attack Odegaard.
Okay, let's just slow it down. 0.5.
Yeah, what's his body?
Subamendi finding it. No, it's Calafiori.
Calafiori, is it? Yeah.
He opens up his body. He wants the ball inside.
Yeah. I thought it was Odegaard. Sorry.
And you see here Bruno comes in sprinting.
Instead of
it's
just
not about stalling because you have your partner in crime high up the pitch.
Correct.
It's about winning the ball, chop him down, being the hack man. That is sometimes this when he plays. And this is in the 65th minute. We're chasing the game. And then this is where Bruno loses his composure and his discipline. And it bothers me.
You're 100% right. You stop him. You stand there. You try and cover him as much as you can. As soon as Bruno comes in, Jarvis, what happens? Bing. It's a little Sabitio flick again, isn't it? And away they go. They're away. Yeah. It's, again, I find it unbelievable. You're dealing with a elite footballer.
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with here, an elite footballer. Unbelievable.
But for everybody watching, I know a lot of you guys rate Bruno and he's a brilliant number 10, but in the pivot, especially when we are chasing the game, he's losing out so much. And he gave Arsenal so many big chances on the counter because we open up this gap and put us under pressure. So I don't know if this is an Amorim instruction or this is just Bruno going rogue and trying to do his own thing. For me, I think it's horrible. I don't want to see this.
I'll be
Next.
1 second, pal. I've just got to go and do something quickly. I'll be 1 second.
Okay, we can do some comments, and then I have another Bruno clip for you guys. So yeah, Danny B comes in and say, yeah, it's horrible. Dave 147 comes in, and good manager get the maximum from his talents. A crap manager wastes it. Yeah, that's sure. Amir Fakir come in and say Mbumo and Cunha was brilliant. Yes, I agree. I think they both had a really good game, especially Cunha. But there's also things with Mbumo, his movement, what he do on the ball, and I think it takes other. Yeah, no problem. I'm just having a talk with the live chat. You know, there's so many footballing brains, a lot of good people here knows their stuff. Let's go into the other Bruno clip, and this is not as bad as the one we saw first, but again, I think he's chasing the ball too much when we are chasing the game, and he loses his composure. So again, just remove this comment for you guys to see clearly what we're talking about. So Arsenal is on the attack. They are establishing a attack, and we are back in formation. You have Casemiro. This is where Casemiro is.
That's it.
And this is Bruno. So it's Odegaard on the ball, and we know Odegaard is really good on the ball. And I think it's Saka who has inverted and gone centrally. So Odegaard is on the ball, gives the ball to Saka. And again, if you are in the pivot, you don't want to attack from here. Let me just show you. This is not the angle on Saka. You want to go like this.
Yeah.
You want to go like this, and stopping from turning. But because Saka is clearly he have scouted. He's looked over his shoulders. He knows exactly where Bruno is in this time, and you see. This is what you get when the pivot is too flat. It's a little bit staggered, but it's a little bit too flat in my opinion. I think Bruno should start this. This should be his starting position, or maybe a little bit deeper at least.
Yeah.
But again, he loses his composure. He puts pressure from the right side, and it's done. And you see he ends up just chasing and being out of position. Eventually, they come back into the pivot, but again,
we defend quite
a defensive midfielder to say it like that.
Yeah. I think what you're explaining now, Jarvis, and rightly so, you're explaining that what you're trying to say is Bruno should be 5 yards in and roughly behind Saka, and there's a reason for that, because the close control that Saka's got is instant touch, and the way that I'm going to say is that Havertz there. I can't remember what time. I think it's Havertz, but watch Havertz's movement, which allows that position to proceed, because we were way off target. We're way off space there. So if you play this forward now, you're right about Bruno's position, but watch Havertz or whoever it is. Watch him pull to the right.
Yeah, this is Havertz.
Yeah, just watch him pull to the right. There you go. And that's because Bruno's allowed him. Havertz sprays the ball. Saka, right, is behind all four of us. Watch. There's four of them there. Watch where Saka goes. Havertz does exactly the right thing. You know, we talk about, and I just want to demonstrate this very, very quickly. You know, we always talk about occupying a central defender. Yeah, I want you to watch De Ligt's movement. So if you go back, just watch De Ligt. You can see De Ligt there, number 4 in the middle, yeah?
Okay, so here.
Yeah, circle De Ligt now.
So this is De Ligt.
That's De Ligt.
This is Luke Shaw.
Yeah, and circle Havertz.
Yeah, and Havertz is here. Yeah.
Just watch De Ligt, because this is how you occupy a centre half. I just want you to see this. There you go. Look, where's De Ligt? He's off chasing. Forget Saka completely. Shaw's oblivious to Saka. If that ball came in first time, they score. That's what happens when a really good... And Havertz is not the best centre forward in football, is he? We know that. He's not a centre forward. But he occupied De Ligt.
That's an interesting observation, Stu. I didn't even see that. I was so focused on Bruno.
Exactly. No, but that's the right thing. The right thing is
so Havertz and Shaw moved up and Havertz moved out of position. No, Havertz dragged De Ligt out of position.
Position.
This big pocket for Saka.
Yeah, the ball comes in first time, bang, 1-0. Anyway, or 2-0, whatever it was at the time. But it's really interesting how one player can do that. And this is what you're talking about Bruno. You're talking about Bruno's indiscipline. Indiscipline, not discipline. He's indiscipline. He's trying to run around like the Energizer Bunny in many ways. But two players, I want you to remember this, by the way, two players have completely flummoxed our complete back four. Now, as it happens, when you play it on, we get ourselves into some kind of formation. Sees what's going on, and we're okay. But if that ball had been quicker, if that had been played in first time...
But in this moment, Luke Shaw thinks in his head, oh, shit. Look at him start sprinting. Look at him accelerating.
Yeah, exactly. So all you got to remember, all you got to see there, guys, and anybody who's watching this, all you got to see is two players destroying a whole back four by movement. And if Bruno had got it right and he tucked it in, it was slightly off Saka's shoulder, which is what you're talking about, Joe. And what you're talking about actually is Bruno making Saka think. Because you're right, he scanned around. What do I do first? No one's here. I'll take it, and away I go. And so actually, the point you're making, I'm sorry to make the other point, but the point you were making, Joe, is 100% right. So if you go back, if you go back right to the very start again, your point is correct. The space is too much for Saka. Should also look, by the way, Luke Shaw knows exactly where Saka is at this point. It's brilliant play by Havertz. Havertz is the key to that. He's brilliant there. People won't think it is, but he is. I can't believe they didn't get the crossing first time. Anyway, there you go.
I think they didn't even realize. But yeah, it's very interesting, and I'm glad you pointed this out, Sue. And you also see what happens when players drops out of their position when they don't do the job well enough. You get errors from the other players. Luke Shaw needs to sacrifice himself, open up a gap. Havertz knows this, drags De Ligt with him, and suddenly there is a big chance there. And if the cross came, and Saka have scored, we would all point the fingers at Luke Shaw.
We would have. Luke Shaw would have got the ball.
Luke Shaw is lazy. Fucking, he couldn't hold this position. Why couldn't he?
But it all starts from deeper in. And we've always said that, haven't we? We've always said that the play, the problem is it all starts from further out. And it's a great example you make, really, about the inefficiency of Bruno in that particular area.
We had some big chances at the end of the game. We can bring up the bicycle kick, the Mbumo bicycle kick. The cross came from Bruno, and he gets off a bicycle kick.
He was desperately unlucky there, Mbumo, for me. We don't know exactly how wide it was because it's not conclusive, is it? How far it was, but it was a wonderful play. The improvisation on that was phenomenal. If that was Ray, would not have had a hope if that had gone slightly in between the posts. He wouldn't have had a hope. It was a lovely piece of improvisation, and it's the first time actually that we saw Cunah and Mbumo in the same vicinity.
Yeah,
they were very, very close together, weren't they? At that time.
Yeah, Sesko and
Sesko. Apologies.
And look at Sesko. About I talked about his instincts. Look at how his head is pointing. He's looking this way. His body goes this way. He knows he needs to separate, create space for himself, and be in the right place.
Yeah.
If Cunha gets a shot, Sesko is there secondly and scores.
He's having the second ball. The cross wasn't great, was it? It was terrible. But I tell you what, the improvisation was absolutely phenomenal. brilliant.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I'm entertaining him. I think he's right, actually. I think Ibra may well have scored. But I'll give Mbeumo his credit. I thought it was a brilliant effort. I really, honestly, I thought it was a great effort. I loved it. I like stuff like that. That's not something you're ever going to eat his lunch on, Jarvis, whether he misses or not. Because the guy has a go. You know, and you can't argue with that. And he'll get his fair share of goals, I'll tell you.
Last clip of the evening, guys, and then we can do the man of the match final thoughts and interact with you guys. It's just me and Stu sitting here waffling for ourselves, so we need to get you guys involved at the end of the show. But this is the last clip. It's again another brilliant header from Mbeumo. Big chance at the dying moments of the game. It's Bruno who wins the ball. Again, I think that's also good. He's the deep line midfielder at this time. He wins the ball from Odegaard. One touch pass from the Ligt finds the one and only Cunha, and again, brilliant. Just takes the ball directly and runs with it. And he finds, I think it's Dorgu on the left.
Dorgu with the cross. So before you play the cross, just pull it back a couple of seconds. 3 players are watching him. It's important to know, and he knows Dorgu's out. Timber knows where Dorgu is, but he's so concerned about Cunha. Watch all 3 of them. That's Rice, Gabriel, and Timber.
Timber, yeah.
Look at all 3 of them, desperately wanting to know where he's going to go. And Timber's problem is, if he starts to look at Dorgu at that time, I guarantee you now, Jarvis, Cunha's right through the middle of them.
Then you will create the space here.
Yeah, Cunha's right through the middle of those 2. No messing. Look at him. He hasn't even looked at Dorgu at this point. Can you see? His eyes are on where Gabriel, and he's not bothered about Rice. His eyes are on Gabriel and Timber. Because Timber holds his nerve, and he does hold his nerve, that's why Cunha has to. So if you play it on now, you'll see that's why he's got to lay it out. Timber stays narrow, holds his nerve, realised we've got better option of defending a cross than we have when you're going through. It's a great piece of defending by Timber. Really great piece of defending.
I agree, and also his body position, how he keeps, his body and his momentum, so he can just...
Exactly right. Well spotted, Jarvis. He knows now where the ball's going. Cunha's got no choice. And it's a great cross as well. But Timber realised, we are better off trying to defend a cross. And when you actually look at it, you got Timber, Gabriel, Saliba. I'm not quite sure who that is coming back. You got Declan Rice in there. They're well catered for, in a nice line as well. So it's a brilliant cross by Dorgu. It's great defending as well by seriously, that piece of play there from Timber was top draw right back defending. It really was.
At the end of the cross, you have Mbeumo coming up with a header. It's a really good header.
Good header. It's a good header. He's been put off. He's got Saliba in front of him as well. So it's a really good header. I guess you could say it's an easy save for Raya. I don't know. I suppose you could.
Yeah, it's not an easy save because you got to realize it comes from this area and he has to turn his body all over 180 degrees and then go down on the other side. So, goalkeepers at the top level, they do this all the time. They train on this, but, it's not easy. Try it yourself.
Yeah. I know. I suppose he headed it into the ground, didn't he, to try and get a bit of purchase, skid off the grass. But so it was a wonderful cross, brilliant cross. It was a great header as well. It was a nice piece of play all round from both teams, as it happens.
And we all know if this was our goalkeeper, if this was Onana, the rebound would have come here.
Oh, they would have scored, yeah. Or we would have scored there.
He just flicks it off and away.
Yeah, it was a great. I'll give it the saver. Now, the interesting thing is, I don't know if Boxing Straight Talk's making that point. Let me just have a quick look now. Sesko made a few good runs. Does Sesko score with that header? Maybe, because he's a little bit taller. It's one of those, isn't it, up in the air? But I know I shouldn't talk about Arsenal's brilliant defending there, Jarvis. But you know,
No,
you've got to talk about that.
I get it. You are a defender, and this is what you look for. Your
You've
eyes
got
are
to talk about that. I thought Timber was brilliant there.
Would you have taken the job as the defensive coach of Man United if offered? And what would be your demands?
My demands are simple. Use these and this. That's all you do. Defending is more about the communication and the anticipation of what your forward or your opponent's going to do. That's where it is. You know, when you get a football, somebody passes you the ball, they say, "Well, he only had 2 options." Bullshit. You had about 8 options. You just don't know you had 8 options because you don't think about those options, do you? The one option is to control it. The other option is to pass it between your left and right foot. The other one is to push it 2 yards, 5 yards, 20 yards, down the right, back to the goalkeeper. You've got 1,000,001 options. And our defenders don't necessarily realise and understand you've got options. You look, you listen, you communicate to where you want them at any given time. It's not rocket science.
But do you think we are in? Do you think Amorim is adapting? Because I feel he's adapting his formation from last season. As I said, we are in the 3-2-2-2 formation now, more or 3-2-2-3 formation, and we also defend with the back 4 at times. We have a hybrid now from the 3-4-2-1 into a 4-4-2, sometimes a 4-3-3. And it's quite interesting from a tactical point of view. I'm looking at the shape. What are we doing now? And what are we doing now? Now we have a back 4. Now we have a back 3. Now we have a back 5.
Today, Jarvis, he was different. He's made a conscious decision that we won't just play a 3-4-3. We will play a multitude of systems throughout the game. And we've always said you have to. You've got to defend in a 4 as a 5-back 4. You have to. We were just missing that killer edge today. That's all we were missing. We were missing that, we had that calamity, which we always have in the game.
All of last season and this season too. And by the way, just talking about the killer edge, how many minutes did Sesko get on the pitch today?
25 maybe.
25, yeah.
Yeah, perhaps.
And does it worry you that your main striker doesn't get any chances in 25 minutes?
Oh, it was abysmal. Abysmal. The amount of times that Ahmad had a chance.
And have we been wrong all the time? Is it about the system? Is it a systematic error that the number 9, our target man, isn't getting on at the edge of the chances?
No, I don't think it is a system. I think it's down to the individual player not wanting to pop the ball in. When you look at the amount of times that Ahmad attacked the left back, he got round him 2 or 3 times, which is great. But in other times, he'd take the ball and he'd stop and he'd start and then he'd go back again. And I'm thinking, but what are you doing? So Sesko's in there, or Højlund was in there, or whatever, and the ball's not being delivered. So when the ball doesn't get delivered, your centre halves can set themselves. You've got to be quick. You have to be quick. You get round your man, you deliver the football the end. Arsenal do. Arsenal did.
Yeah.
You look at, I didn't think City played particularly well yesterday. I thought they got lucky with Reinders. I thought on that 50-50, Reinders should have been in row Z, but he wasn't. He comes away with the ball, plays it to your mate Oscar Bob, who pops it into, what's his name? He gets the cross in, and Højlund's got a tap in. There you go. Haaland gets a tap in.
Yeah.
Oscar Bob played okay. Very, very good skills, but he didn't get the ball in quick enough. And that's the thing. Haaland needs that ball in quick enough. So, City win the game 4-0, but I don't think they were brilliant. We weren't anywhere as good as City in an attacking point of view, but we weren't particularly bad. I don't think City. Liverpool didn't cover themselves in glory either. Chelsea haven't today. Arsenal haven't covered themselves in glory. Let's be clear. Arsenal haven't at all. So we are going to get better for sure. We've got a week off again, haven't we? between now
We
and
have, when is our next game? Is it next Saturday, or are we talking about Sunday?
Saturday evening. So look, I think it might be Saturday evening.
I'm not sure.
The lads will know. The lads will know. Lads and ladies will know.
Let us know. Let us know in the chat. When is our next game? It's against, is it Burnley or Fulham, or
Burnley.
I think it's Fulham away.
Oh, we might be Sunday again. Let's have a look. Oh, we are Sunday at 4:30. Away to Fulham.
Okay. Away to Fulham.
Sunday at 4:30. Yeah, you see now you've got City and Tottenham, which will be good. You got Arsenal versus Leeds, and you got Friday night. You got Chelsea and West Ham. Sunday you've got Palace and Forest to be a good game. Who the Scousers got? Well, they must be playing Monday then. Liverpool, Newcastle. So there's a couple of nice games. We got a chance of clawing some kind of points back on Sunday.
Okay.
If we can beat Fulham.
Yeah, we need a win. We can't keep losing. You know, if we lose against,
we've got to kick on now. We've got to cook. We've got to start cooking. We've got to kick on.
But I heard a lot of people say, yes, I heard Mark Goldbridge, by the way, and other people saying the season kicks off after 10 games. Then we will start seeing a shape, seeing this like really doing better, you know. So, by the way, Stu, I just want to show you this because this is the first week of the Premier League, and I created a fantasy league for you guys. This will be a recurring team through the season.
I was too late. We start. I kick in next week. I've got my team in, but I was I was too late, I think.
So let me just shout out the leaders of the league so far. We have St. Morgan FC, top 11, and Premier Football coming in at the top, 78 points, 76 and 75. Let me just scroll down a little bit. We have Adevale is in 10th. Big up Adevale. Who else? Do we have anyone else?
Flying Pig is down on where's
Flying Pig?
25th. 20th.
Yeah, 25th place, 59 points. Wow, it's good, Joe. Doing well.
Look,
and where is Jarvis?
Oh, you're way down, pal.
We have J United here in 42nd place. Big up, Jay. I hope you're well. And we have the Maradona Legends in the 73rd place. 30.
And you've got Ironbridge All Stars and Boxing United and DJ Legends. We're about to hit next week, gents, so don't you panic.
Jarvis Cocker.
70. What are you doing? What are you doing there?
What happened? Let me just check
my team. Let's have a look. Sanchez,
7 points.
Virgil, rubbish, wasn't he?
My captain, João Pedro. I was hoping he would kick on.
Yeah, but don't forget, Liverpool conceded twice.
Yeah.
Gyökeres was hooked. Watkins didn't play it. Wirtz was dying, wasn't he, Wirtz, after about 20 minutes?
Yeah.
And after Ekatike, he was crawling off at half time. Now.
I need to use a chip on the next one because I changed my team completely. Sell them all and start all over again from round 2.
I wouldn't. I would leave your team and see how it goes for 6 games. By the way, the Premier League this year will sort itself out within 5 and 6 games. It won't be 10 games. I don't know what Goldbridge is talking about. You need to have 3 or 4 wins under your belt within the first 6 games.
Yeah, I agree. At least we need to. Yeah, I think after 10 games we need to have at least 5 wins. 5 wins. That's the bare minimum.
You're almost a third of the way of the season after 10 games. I mean, what's he talking about? Come on, stop.
Rob Taft saying FPL is a marathon, not a sprint.
It is indeed. Chris Wood, scored twice today. I almost put Chris Wood in my team, but I didn't. I didn't go with him. But I tell you, I did.
Yeah, me too. I almost put in Chris Woods.
I put
And
in
Holland and Salah and all of them, but I couldn't afford. I was taking a big chance. I was hoping to be the hero, but I ended up in 73rd place. So
that's because you
you
put
know,
words. Words is exactly boxing. He's going to need time. Yeah, I put Kirkes in. I wasn't happy with that. I'm sure, but luckily I didn't score. We'll see how it goes next week.
yeah. So, okay, guys, we are 2 hours, 5 minutes into the show. Let's just end with the man of the match. I think there is no debate when it comes to man of the match. Who do we have as? Let me create a poll. So give me the alternatives. Cunha,
Well, you've got to go with
definitely
Cunha
one of them.
and Bruno. You've got to go with Cunha and Bruno. Delict. Are we going with 4?
Nah, yeah, we can do 4. So Delict, Cunha,
and Bruno,
and Mbeumo.
and Dorgu.
Okay, not Bruno.
No.
Okay. By the way, are you happy with the performance? The poll ended with 74% of you are agreeing. Yes, we played well, and 26 of you said no, we should have done better. That was
That's
148 votes. That's more than we have likes. So if you haven't smashed the like, please do us a favor, smash the like. We need at least 100 likes. That's the bare minimum. This is the first.
We can get.
Yeah.
Oh, Trev's not a Dorgu fan.
Okay. So, do we need to put anyone else?
No, it'd just be those 4, won't it? I don't think.
So, Delict, Cunha, and Mbeumo, and Dorgu. Okay. I want to know who was the man of the match.
Yeah.
I know who I am voting for, but I'm not going to say because I want to keep the suspense going. Stu, who was your man of the match?
Easy. I thought Cunha was brilliant, so I'm going to go with Cunha.
Okay. Yeah. Same with me, actually.
I thought he was great today. Well deserved man of the match if he wins.
Okay, the votes are coming in. 11 votes now. 45% voted for Delict. 45. Cunha in second place.
Good shout. Delict.
13 votes now. Cunha is in first place. 46% of the votes. Guys, get your votes in. I want to know who was your man of the match. So where do we go from here, Stu? What can Amorim improve? I think there were a question here. We will come back to the vote in a second, but there was a question from Trevor Wade. How many managerial mistakes were made by Amorim today?
Well, I think he made a couple. I think he made a couple.
Tactical choice
today.
Subs.
I think bringing Sesko on at half-time would have been a better option for us. I thought Mount had a good first half, by the way. I'm not going to dismiss what Mount did, but I think Sesko coming on at half-time would have been a better option. It would have given him more time to disrupt the back four and have 45 minutes worth of Premier League football. We've clearly got a problem in the midfield. Casemiro and Bruno just doesn't work. Agati and Bruno just doesn't work. We've got a huge problem in midfield. He needs to solve that. Otherwise, it's going to hurt us. And we've got a goalkeeping issue. Would I have played Shaw over Heaven? That's, again, a very, very difficult one. I think Shaw did okay in patches. But again, I tend to agree with you, Jarvis. I think the height would have been better for us with Heaven in there. But again, unfortunately, we cannot legislate for crap goalkeeping. You just can't. You could get your tactics 100% right, but if you've got a shit goalkeeper who's just going to chuck one in, which he did, we got problems. So agree with Danny B. We need a couple of midfielders and we need a goalkeeper. And we've got 2 and a bit weeks to deal with it. So
yeah, we do. Stu, when it comes to this Luke Shaw thing, I saved one clip. I want to take I was actually saving it for tomorrow, but we can talk about it tonight. So it's about Luke Shaw, because I think Heaven is so much better when it comes to this, being composed under pressure and knowing what to do with the ball. You see here by Bayındır, putting the studs on the ball, holding, applying pressure, and then gives the ball to Lenny Euro. What happens now is first Gyökeres don't know which sides to pick, but when the pass comes, he angles his body and starts to press from this side. And it's a trigger point for all the rest of the Arsenal players to move over to the left side. So this is basics. Heaven holds on to the ball, gives it back to Bayındır, and
we're in trouble now. Straight away, you're in trouble.
Luke Shaw receives the ball, but I think in this situation he needs to open up his body.
He does need to let it roll past him and hit the wing,
or chop inside and open up space.
But either way, I mean, really, his only option, his best option, is to let it run across his body and hit the line.
But I don't think this is the right option.
It's not.
In my mind, Heaven is so much better in these situations. How he opens up his body and makes it difficult for the attacker to choose side, where to press.
But again, and I know, Jarvis, I know he wants to do that, Amorim, but my question again is, what is Bayındır doing? Where's the brain?
It's a terrible pass.
Where's the brains of a professional footballer? You're right about Arsenal being pushed to the left. Euro could have gone down the right. He elected not to. So, and he's got enough space here to go down the line. He elects not to. So he goes back into Bayındır. At which point, De Ligt has got no hope of collecting the football there. And if you remember when Maguire was absolutely vilified last season, and Arna had dropped the ball into Maguire in exactly the same position, and he should never have had the ball. And De Ligt doesn't. But what happens is Arsenal press and they push because they know we are shite at playing out from the back. And eventually, kind of win the ball back, don't they?
Yeah. Trevor, I'm not saying Luke Shaw had a bad game, but when it comes to situations like this, I think we need better players. And I think Luke Shaw is a little bit like a fullback when it comes to situations like this, but he needs to be tougher. He needs to open up his body, let the ball roll across him, and then make a choice with whether to pass it back to the goalkeeper, pass it inside, or pass it wide. But you don't receive the ball like that. This is a set play, and we should. But in fairness, in this situation, Bayındır's pass was horrible. It was horrible.
It's terrible, absolutely terrible. But at the end of the day, I've said this once, and I'll say it again. We don't seem to learn when it comes to that, Jarvis. It doesn't matter who's between the sticks. We think that's the way to play football. But actually, when they're going to push you and prod you and pull you and kick you to win that football at that, that high up, it's not the way to play. The way to go is to go long. And we've got the players now, Jarvis. Sesko, we know, is going to hold it up as good as Mateta. And Mateta was brilliant today holding the play to Chelsea. And it can flick on then to Cunha or Mbumo, just like Mateta does to Eze.
Yeah. So, Crystal Palace, well drilled team. Yeah, I like Palace.
Oh, they were great.
Big up, Rosmano. I hope you had a good game. I hope the Old Trafford crowd wasn't too disappointed after the game. I don't know what was the consensus after the game from the crowd, but I feel in general we are happy with the performance. Disappointed by the result. I think we go again next week, and hopefully we will win against Fulham away. So
I think we beat Fulham.
Yeah.
Then again, I thought we beat Arsenal, didn't I? So
you did. Do you still stand with 66 points?
Yeah, I do. I've seen enough today that we will do well in this league. I see no reason whatsoever why we can't get fifth. Once we get going, I see no reason why we can't get fifth.
No.
Look, I don't think Chelsea were great today. I really don't. I thought Palace was superb. I didn't think Liverpool with much cop. You can get at Liverpool at the back. You can definitely get at City at the back. We saw that. Wolves just fell apart. You know, Arsenal weren't great today. Newcastle weren't great. Newcastle got a draw, remember? Chelsea got a draw. You know, we're one game in, guys. One game in.
I'm not looking at the table right now. I will wait. 10 games in, then we can start talking about the table. Yeah.
A win next Sunday changes the whole outlook of the game, of the season. It really does. So, come on. Stink.
Rushmano says great atmosphere. Very disappointed, but a lot stayed behind to clap the players off. Yes, that's good. Good Old Trafford crowd. Good to hear. Good to hear. So yeah, it's been a good show. 2 hours, 15 minutes. I hope we didn't bore you to death with the clips and tactical board and all of this. But you know, this is the Tactical Devils. This is what we do at least once a week when there's a game. We will be back tomorrow night on with Jarvis's Corner, 9 p.m. Hopefully, we will guest Mark will be on.
Mr. Langridge is with us. Yeah.
Yes, and maybe I hope Bath Time has the time to come on again. And Bombaye has said he will be back now when the season starts. So hopefully he will jump on whenever he can. And a lot of good people coming on. And thank you, Rob. Love the analysis. Thank you. This is what we do. You know, I know it's a little bit narrow. It's not for everybody, but you know, 76 likes. If you haven't, now is the time to smash the like. 177 people still watching. It will be a show tomorrow, 9 p.m. People tune in. And thank you, Rob, Rushmano, Trevor, Danny B, Rob Taff, all of you legends, Dave, 147, Boxing Straight Talk. I think I saw Catherine McDade in the chat, Joe Buckley, Entire Simba. I am Titanium, Carlos. I can't mention all of you. Love all the comments, guys. It's been a great show. We will be back tomorrow night. Smash the like and leave a comment in the non-live section. Tell us what you loved by the show and what you didn't. What we can and where we can improve and what we can do better. It's we always like feedback from you guys. So have a good one and have a good night. Bye.
All the best.